incentives are hugely important, and they are especially important in marketing. Today, let's look at email pop-ups and email signups and the incentives that companies use when they are trying to capture email addresses. Hey, it's Samuel Larsen here. I'm the founder of growgurus.com. We help 7- and 8-figure e-commerce stores optimize their stores for better conversion, average order value, and purchase frequency. Let's jump into this. So I think there's multiple levels of email signups and email signup approaches in general. Stores define their successes with email signups differently. Now, when people start optimizing for email signups, they have a misconception that they should just get email signups. And when you do that, you end up with this kind of pop-up. So, get your entire order for 30% off. This is from Fashion Nova. It's a huge Shopify store. One of the top 50 for sure. And there's countless examples of this. So this is 15% off. Here is 30% off. It's actually the same store as the first example, but now they actually added a picture. So they have multiple pop-ups for 30% off. And here's another one actually for footer sign up. And this is sign up and receive 20% off your first order. So we can think of this as what does this imply here? So you are getting 20% off without really doing any kind of work for it. So they are just gifting it away. And does that mean that this email is going to be valuable long term? Or how valuable is it going to be if people's only incentive is to do it for the discount? Also, what kind of people does this attract? And probably most importantly, what does it do to your margins? Now, most likely these stores have already marked up everything by 30%. And then this is their default. But you want to think of this in terms of, okay, if I'm already giving 30% off, how much additional discounts could I give out later on? Am I saving something for the future? That's the optimizing for email signups level. Now there are a couple more levels to this. Before I jump into that, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Like the video if you like it so far. If you don't like it, tell me in the comments and watch the rest of the video before you judge, because there's some good stuff coming. Alright, let's jump into level 2. Now level 1, optimizing for email signups. Level 2 is when people optimize for revenue. No longer doing this get 20% off your first order stuff. Rather, they start understanding that hey, email can be a really good revenue driver past just collecting email addresses. So they have collected a bunch of email addresses, then they look at their revenue from Klaviyo, for example, and they see it's something between 20 and 30%, according to Klaviyo at least. So then they start thinking that, hey, instead of optimizing for email signups, let's optimize to maximize revenue. And this is typically because people just misattribute the importance of email. So Klaviyo attributes it if someone opened up an email in the last 5 days, they would be counted as a conversion then if they then go and place an order. So you want to be careful about this kind of attribution and understanding how these platforms really have a self-serving bias and they are motivated to make themselves look good. So that is level 2. Level 3, when people optimize their email signups, they have a misconception that they are optimizing for profit. Now, here is an example. So this is already way better than just optimizing for email signups and way better than optimizing for revenue alone. So these are actually pretty good approaches in general. So here you get to join a global community. Maybe the sign-up rate won't be that high on this, but then you know that when people are in this, they are going to be more valuable. They also leave that profit ladder later on. So now they have the option to go and use those discounts in the future if they so wish to. So this is what I would consider level 3. So optimizing for signups, revenue, then profit. Now, last level. When people optimize their email signups, they are optimizing for business valuation. And this is a combination of short-term profitability and the value for the list. Now here's an example of that. It's from Pura Vida Bracelets, a huge Shopify store. And here they are playing for the long term. So they are saying you are signing up to do this. And from this, they can then be inspired to purchase additional bracelets. The difference between the previous and this one is very, very subtle. So I'm going to bring another idea to the table that I don't see enough stores using. And this is where you get a higher value product from your store, and then you use a pop-up as the intro and do a raffle for that higher value product. Now, a couple of good things here is that we do get people thinking big. So, for example, here's an eCommerce pop-up for winning a free bag. And this might be a good offer in a scenario where they don't have much sales for this bag. It might be a bag that is just a little bit higher priced than the rest of their bags. And this can then get people to think bigger. And in price comparison, all the other bags seem affordable. Now, you can use this to introduce a new product or bringing attention to the old product. So here's a little bit of a pixelated example, but you can win this higher value product by submitting your email. Now, this is also working for awareness for that product. So you can be aware of this product by seeing it on a pop-up. And this way it's almost like a discovery type of pop-up as well. So pick something universally desirable, but something that most people wouldn't buy. So they don't think that, okay, I might win this in a raffle anyway, so may not want to purchase it right now. Let's just wait around. So that's the idea. You don't want to lose out on those orders. This is a very common example in retail where they have win a scooter or win a car for the week or a month or something like that. And that way they do this kind of raffles all the time. So you purchase something, for example, over a certain price, and then you get a raffle ticket for that. Check your local laws for that legality, but offering raffles which don't require purchases are always fine. So that's that. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you did. If you didn't, let me know in the comments. Like the video if you like this kind of videos, and I will do more of them in the future. Thank you.